y'all. Welcome back to Kicking It with KayRob. It is your host, KayRob. And today we have a very special guest and a first-time guest. We have my girl, Audia, here. Let's give it up for Audia. So, for those that don't know, she is would you prefer to be called a rapper or an artist?
Just an artist, because I feel like I'm pretty multifaceted.
And you are. And you are. Okay, so let's tell the people about yourself.
Okay, so, hi, my name is Audiadasound. I am a Sagittarius. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, songwriter. What else? Oh, I'm also a barber. I be cutting hair, y'all. What else?
Where you from?
I was born in Atlanta. My folks are Nigerian, so of course I have Nigerian upbringing along with American Atlanta influence.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like exterior forces influencing and making me who I am.
Okay. So we're gonna get into it. You ready?
Yes.
So we're gonna do this little segment called "Do You Know This Song?" If you know me, I love quizzing people on like what song do they don't know, because if you know me, I know a lot of songs. Okay, and I want to see if other people know a lot of songs.
All right.
So you ready for the first song?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Man, I can't fucking believe this. The same shit happened to the same guy twice.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know who that is, but I feel like I've definitely heard that song before, for sure.
Okay, let me not speak on the generation I wasn't there for, but his name is Positive K, and the song is called "I Got a Man."
Yeah, I have never heard of Positive K.
I love it,
but I've definitely heard the song. I definitely have.
Okay, so in the song, he mimics a girl voice, and I found out not too long ago that he rapped the girl in the guy's part in the song. So after this, we can listen to it, and it's really cool.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm. So you ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
I think you should know this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was once a thug from around the way.
That's Easy.
Easy. But you should.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, Dre.
What's up?
Give me a funky ass bass line.
But I don't know the title of the song.
I think I let it play too long, but it's okay. It's Easy Does It.
Okay.
So you get a point.
I love that sample, bruh.
I know that.
I love that sample.
Listen, Dr. Dre is a lot of things, but I will say he can make a beat.
Yeah.
He can make a beat.
For sure,
He can make a beat, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So my first question to you is, why is the mixtape not on Spotify and Apple?
So the reason why the mixtape is not on DSPs is because these beats are jacked.
Okay.
I jacked the hell out of these beats.
Okay.
And it would be infringing.
Got it.
So I do not want to get caught up in any legal actions.
Of course not. So on SoundCloud, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the mixtape is on SoundCloud, AudioMac, and Bandcamp. They're all it's accessible for free.
Okay. You know what's crazy? I was actually going to compliment the producer.
You should, but you should though.
Okay.
The producers are quite amazing. Hence the reason why I jack their beats.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Okay, so that makes so my last people who I had, they explained the difference between a mixtape, album, and what's the other thing?
An EP.
EP.
Uh-huh.
So this makes a mixtape because
the beats are not mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any legal right to the beats.
So that's the difference between the three.
I believe so.
All right.
LP is like over 10 tracks. EP nowadays is less than 10 tracks.
Got it. Okay. So who did you...
So I, wait, did you finish the question?
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you, who did you get the beats from?
Oh, okay. So I got the beats from, 3 of the beats on the project I got from this artist named CEO Trail. Mm-hmm. And then another one of them from SZA, another one of them from Summer Walker, and another one of them from Michael Aristotle.
Oh, okay.
All of them are really amazing artists that have inspired me.
Okay.
So
good to know. Good to know. So speaking of inspiring artists, who are your top 5 favorite rappers of all time? It can be all time. You know, no longer living.
okay. I love Nas because he's a storyteller. Jay-Z. There's so many amazing artists. I can't I would have to do a list for mainstream and indie, and then
okay, we'll do mainstream. Mainstream.
Missy Elliott.
I could tell.
Foxy Brown over Little Kim. No. I'd have to put them both as number 4, I guess. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. We can do that.
No, I need a longer list.
You are so like me.
No, there's so many talented artists then and now. This honestly, it's not doing nobody no justice. I'm sure I'm gonna get roasted for this list.
No, girl, I said yours. Nobody else. And plus, you named a lot of greats already. So if anybody got a problem with them, then they also don't know what they're talking about. So
who else? Who would be my last one? Who would be my last one? Oh, of course. Wow, I'm tripping. Lil Wayne, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. For a fact.
Okay. Lil Wayne. So that's your top 6, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Top 5, top 6.
Yeah.
Foxy Brown, Lil Wayne. I said Lil Wayne. Foxy Brown, Lil Kim.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so how did you come up with the title for this mixtape, Queen of the Alley?
So, I put together alongside with Jakia, my manager, Jay Weary. We put together the song and the track list when I basically was ushered into a collective called Straight Society. Mm-hmm. And the studio that they record out of is called The Alley. So with me being, a part of the collective now, I figured, why not name this project Queen of the Alley?
I like that.
Because I'm like the first lady
of
the collective. So
okay, is it a record label?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. You like them a lot?
Yeah, I mess with them a lot. I appreciate, the fact that they can see that I'm talented. I appreciate all the efforts they put into me as far as advising me, alongside with my manager, Jay. It's just a dynamic team. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to continuing to add to them and them adding to me, and we're all working together to just uplift each other as artists.
How many people is on the record label? Do you know? I
think right now officially is 2, but I think as time, goes, there'll definitely be more.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take for you to complete this mixtape? Or how long were you working on it?
So the oldest song on this project is probably about 4 years old.
Oh, wow. What song is that?
Sights on Me.
Okay.
I think Sights on Me was made in 2020. Mm-hmm. And then maybe three of them were made at the top of this year. 2 of them were made sometime last year.
Okay.
So between 2020 and now.
Okay, so the first time you was introduced to me, you had you was part of Queendom, mm-hmm. and now you're by yourself.
Yeah.
What was it like transitioning from being with another person to being by yourself?
Ooh, for me, it was a pretty tumultuous experience. I think it honestly started in 2020. The lockdown. Yeah. I think at that time, the other side of the Queendom found it a little difficult to, I guess, create at the time. She wasn't inspired, and I was extremely inspired. So I just started, I would start off songs and then send them to her, and then she would be like, I don't want to complete it, or I don't care for this, or I'm not vibing. Mm-hmm. So then I would just start completing all the songs, and then realize, oh shit, I got songs by myself. Right. And then I continued to do that when the lockdown was over, while also still doing some things for the Queendom as well. And then eventually, because of creative differences, because of personality differences that cause a lot of toxicity over time, because of my interest in exploring who I was as an artist by myself, and liking that me creating music on my own didn't create any limitations on how I created. I was like, okay, eventually it's going to be time for me to transition out. And I did eventually.
So I'm assuming, obviously, you like working by yourself more.
I do. Very much so.
What's the difference? What would you say?
I think the reason why I like creating on my own is one, more creative freedom, no limitations. I can say whatever I want. Subject matter is mine. On top of not having to wait on someone else to complete something.
Man, that's what any group project. Listen, I was in school, okay?
And honestly, when I was in school, I preferred to work on my own because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like, at least in school, I didn't feel like whoever I was in a group with could execute what needed to be executed the best way possible. Most people were kind of lazy about it in their approach. So, with that being said, I do like working alone. I don't have to wait on anyone. I can create how I want, when I want. And, you know, I don't have to deal with having to ask another side or the other side, what do you think? Because if they don't like it, then it's ultimately shut down, or I would have to fight for what I think is important. And I don't have to deal with the hassle of that anymore.
And then also, you don't gotta split your money either.
Yeah.
You don't gotta split your money.
For sure.
That's one thing, like, y'all know I love the 90s, okay? That's my passion. The 90s is like my baby. It was a lot of more groups back then. And I wonder from, like, those people's perspective, like, would they prefer working in a group or by themselves? Because obviously, I would figure they make less money than, like, an individual person. So I was just like, but I love a good group. There's nothing like a good group.
There's nothing like a good group.
A good group.
For sure.
Emphasis on the good.
Yeah, for sure.
Emphasis on the good. But we don't know when it's not good until it ain't good.
Right.
So, yeah. So speaking of groups, well, it's not really a group, but what is your opinion of women in hip hop today?
Right now I feel like, just like how I feel like with men in hip hop, there are a lot of great artists out there. A lot of great female artists out there. I feel like the ones that are really, really good and who have their own style and actually bring something new to entertainment, they are not always in the forefront for whatever reason. Maybe because they may not appeal to the main mainstream audience in whatever way they feel they should, especially when it comes to the physical. So, you know, really good artists and really talented artists are put on the back burner where, you know, people who have, you know, high sex appeal, who are more than willing to exchange their dignity for dollars, and the cookie cutter style and the trendy artists are the ones that are getting pushed and are getting more opportunities. So with that being said, every artist has their place. There are artists that are going to have longevity in their careers, and then there are artists that won't. And only time will tell.
Do you think being a woman in the industry has any barriers caught up to you being a woman yet?
No. I mean, I feel like politics will always be in play. But
that's not your experience yet.
No, and I hope it never is.
Right.
I feel like when I perform, you know, before I even get on stage and I walk on stage and I grab the mic, before I do any kind of performance, I think people that haven't seen me perform, they don't know what to expect. So when they get what they get from me, especially energy-wise, execution-wise, music wise, whatever, they're blown away. So with that being said, I feel like my talent, the energy that I bring forth, the effort that I put into my look, will, push me forward. And the personality as well.
Definitely. Personality.
I try my best to be polite.
Definitely personality. Because she came out here kicking saying she was Sagittarius. So if they don't tell you she was Sagittarius, then I don't know what is. And it's definitely a fire sign energy for sure. For sure. Because they definitely gave me Leo. But listen. So I had noticed that one of the title of your song is called Songs Cry. And I heard you mention a while ago that you was a big Jay-Z fan. Was that song inspired by him in any way?
So the name of the song that I jacked the beat from was called Song Cry.
Oh, okay.
And when I saw it, I was like, he must have been inspired by Jay-Z. And
okay.
CEO Trail is the original artist that I jacked the beat from.
Okay.
So when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then of course, at the end, what I did as far as singing, song, cry, whatever. That I liked that the beat was very melancholy, and it allowed for the transparency, in which Jay-Z also did in his song called Song Cry. So,
but how old were you when you realized that you could actually rap and sing? Because you do sing. So, like when those arts started to develop, how old were you?
I realized I could sing.
It's better.
I think I realized I could sing when I was in middle school. I had joined maybe so. I joined my middle school chorus. Man, I used to steal all the fucking solos that I wanted, bro. I used to get them. Ooh, and the girls would be mad because they'll be like, "This bitch can't sing." And then I do my thing, and I take every solo any one of them wanted, because one, I had to show and prove, and two, I wanted them. But yeah, in middle school for sure. And for singing, and then for rapping, I remember I was young. I was definitely before middle school. My sister's also a recording artist. Okay. So I'm heavily inspired.
You have a sister.
Yeah, my sister's name is Naira. But yeah, I was inspired by her early. When it comes to music in general, I remember there was this one time she was performing at Sweet Auburn Festival, and she wrote a little rap for me, and I did the little rap, and I was just like, I think I was like maybe 10 or 11, and then I was just like, oh, okay, I can do this. It's really cool, And then later on, it wasn't until like college that I actually attempted rapping.
And people was like, "Oh, she hard."
Yeah.
What college did you go to, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to Georgia State University.
Georgia State. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Georgia State. I was gonna go there. I didn't go there.
What?
Because I'm not a city girl. I'm more of a country girl.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm more of a country girl. And I was like, I cannot survive in the city with all of these cars, the buses, the streets, especially.
I think you would have been fine.
I feel like for the audience, like not the audience, but like I guess you could say audience, like the people, yes, and definitely the opportunities, yes. But it just wouldn't. It wasn't gonna feel right. Okay. And I also too close to home. I would have got too comfortable with that, driving back and forth. Maybe they probably wouldn't have. I don't know. Are your lyrics based on real life experiences? Because you know how sometimes people, they be rapping at cap.
I don't cap in my raps.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay.
I don't cap in my raps. Okay. I'm very transparent and honest in my raps. Yeah, I don't lie.
Period. About nothing. All right. Okay. All right. What was the process like for you coming up with this mixtape?
So it started a while ago. So remember the oldest song is probably in 2020. So Sights on Me was a song that I wrote when I was basically trying to shoot my shot with this beautiful Liberian girl.
Okay, Michael.
Liberian girl.
All
but
right.
no, I sent it to her. She was blown away, at least from my perspective, because she did respond like with a wow. not knowing exactly how to respond. But yeah, I shot my shot with that one. And then the 3 CEO Trail beat jacks that I did on this project, I was really just pushing myself through creators block and writer's block, and getting a lot of frustration off and just feeling good and a little pompous, because I was just like, oh yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming back from a really
dark,
not even dark, just a hiatus.
Okay.
Because I wasn't creating for a while. And then the last song was a song that I used in attempts to and accomplished reestablishing a friendship. I actually hung out with my the friend that I sent the song to yesterday.
Okay.
And what else? Yeah, and then Oh I Cry was kind of like basically like the CEO Trail songs too.
Okay.
Like just trying to push through creator's block.
Are there any specific people or things that inspire you to keep going?
Shit. My manager.
Okay.
My manager pushes me to continue to be great, even when I don't feel like I'm that great. My sister as well, my brother, my friends. Yeah, like everybody that's in my corner pushes me to be great and expects greatness from me. So I'm gonna show up, show out, and show down.
Get the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
So what can we expect next from you? Can we expect like a video?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
You can expect visuals.
What about an album?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, that's in the works.
Okay. Okay. 2020.
2024.
Okay.
High possibility.
Okay.
Very high possibility. I think, we got 4 more songs? Maybe more.
Until an album?
Until it's complete.
Are these songs going to be on the album?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Side-eye here.
Shit. Like, shit. You think these are good? Shit. What?
Yeah.
Shit, the album cuts? Woo. Boy, I can't wait for the world to hear the album.
Okay.
It ain't even finished yet.
So this is just a little sprinkle.
I'm telling you, I'm coming with an energy I've never come with before. Like stuff that you've seen with me doing shit in the Queendom. It's nothing like it. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I think y'all will be fucking shocked. That's a fact. I shocked myself. For real.
So wait, you said 4 more songs you gotta have, or they completed? You gotta
that I have to have, or more. I might end up doing more. Who knows?
So I noticed in this album that you were very, very vulnerable. Like when I was listening to it, I was listening on my way home from work, and I was like, wow, she's like actually opening up about some things. Her crying a lot. Yeah, I heard you mention crying a lot in therapy. So what was the reason? What brought you to say, you know what, I want to go to therapy? What was it that did that? Or like what made you decide to do it? Yeah.
Well, initially my thoughts on therapy were like, I was scared of therapy because, being that vulnerable with somebody, especially when it comes to your mind and how you process things, and then knowing that therapists also need therapy, it's like, how the fuck do I trust my mind with somebody who trusts their mind with somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's just like it's this ongoing cycle of everybody needing therapy and the therapist needing therapy, and it just, at first I was just like, I don't trust nobody, but I feel like I got to a point where I was just like, there's certain things that I do, or certain ways that I think or cope that may not be the best, or are no longer catering to me, or no longer serving me, and I need to figure out other ways to cope. I need to understand better, more efficient ways to heal. I don't know. It's hard to. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's without being too
open.
Yeah, because it's like I because of certain things that I've experienced, like losing my mother, and then the after effects of that, there's certain feelings of anger, anxiety, sorrow that I carry, and I want to learn how to offload those things in the healthiest way possible, without it being too heavy on the people that I love and care about. That's also another thing I'm concerned about, because I just don't want to. I don't want to weigh too much on people that I love.
Got it. There was a word for that. Oh, you talk trauma dumping. That's the word that this, I guess you could say, our generation use. Whenever you are vulnerable with your friends, they call it trauma dumping. I feel like there should be a line between trauma dumping and, you know what, I need to take this to therapy. And
I feel like I got into that point where I was just like, okay, my friends are stressed out. I'm stressed out. This isn't working. They're not professionals.
Right.
I need to offload with somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing with my thoughts.
But let's not get it misconstrued that there is a fine line between trauma dumping and, you know, you needing therapy, because some people, they don't think that they should, you know, open up to their friends about certain life experiences. And I wanted to say, you should not feel like that. If that's the case, I don't think that person is your friend. But also don't trauma dump. Like,
yeah, I try my best to make sure that at least my friends have the emotional capacity.
That's very important
to be able to accept what's going on, and if not, then I let them be.
That's very important.
Everyone has their own limit, you know, life that they gotta live, and life be life for everybody, and sometimes at the same damn time. Listen. So sometimes I have to just cry in my little corner and work through the emotions on my own, which is something I'm learning how to do, emotionally regulate on my own.
Yeah, I'm scared to also go to therapy. But I said I would go to therapy once I move out of my parents' house. I don't want to explain why, but I would. That's just what I said. That's just that's just said I would do that. Like, you know. But and I'm like you said, I'm very scared. And a lot of people are scared of therapy, and there's nothing wrong with being scared, but just give it a try.
You're gonna get to a point where you're gonna want another way to deal with yourself.
Right. So
for sure.
Is music, obviously, I'm assuming music is your therapy?
Yeah, it's definitely a part of my process. It allows me to express in ways I probably wouldn't be able to in just conversation. Even though actually I'm pretty good at communication. Yeah. But music makes it so much more beautiful than for me to just say it like that. This is how I feel, motherfucker. Right.
Really? Do you know how to freestyle? Because, you know, everybody expects for rappers to, like, if they say they can rap, they were like, you know what, freestyle. And then if not, then no, I don't want. I mean, you can, but I'll just ask.
I'm not going to freestyle. Okay, I'm not good at freestyling. But I do want to get to a point where freestyling is nothing. I know this artist that I'm inspired by that anytime he freestyles, he can literally, like, if we're talking, he can literally freestyle in conversation.
You know, I met somebody like that off the street in Vegas. Like, he was freestyling about any and everybody that walked by. I wish I knew his name, but, like, I was so amazed.
Yeah. It's very impressive. It's a very impressive skill.
I was like, he's describing from head to toe rapping. And it rhymed and it made sense.
It made sense. Yes. Exactly. When it all makes sense and it rhymes and it sounds good, like execution wise, then I'm like, yo, firstly, this person can spit. Secondly, this person is very intelligent.
That's something I've always wanted to say. I'm glad you brought up being intelligent. I was listening to the mixtape and I was like, and I always have this thought, rappers have to be smart. Yeah. Not just singers, like, okay, but rappers, like, no, if you write your own shit, you have to be smart and knowledgeable about everything. And I feel like that's why a lot of people think Lil Wayne is the GOAT. Because, like, in his mind is crazy. But just, like, you have to be knowledgeable about so much stuff. And your vocabulary. Let's not get started on the vocabulary. Your vocabulary has to be immaculate. And I feel like that's why a lot of people like Nicki. Because her vocabulary, it's somebody else's vocabulary. She's not a rapper, but I also admire Amanda Seales' vocabulary. I love people with big vocabulary because I've always aspired to, like, know more and bigger words. Like,
I gotta read more.
Really?
For sure.
I like reading. I love reading. I like reading autobiographies. That's what I'm into. Reading.
I like self-help. As of lately, I've been really enjoying self-help books.
What was the last one you read?
Songwriting books. The last book that I read that was a self-help book was Becoming a Narcissist Nightmare. I learned a lot. I learned a lot in that book and how much healing I have to do. And also, I never realized how narcissism could like change you to a biochemical level. Like it can literally transform your life.
Do you think
your brain chemistry?
Really?
Yes.
Do you think, well, with reading that book and then becoming knowledgeable about narcissists, do you think the word is overused now?
I think that people don't actually know how to. They're not fucking professionals,
right?
So we want to clinically diagnose motherfuckers
who are shooting people.
There are people who are flat out fucking narcissistic, and you can tell by what their victims look like and what their victims do. If they truly are narcissists.
Really? So and that's how you should pinpoint them.
Yes.
Wow.
Motherfuckers who have their when their victims have to leave the state in order for them to heal, that's a fucking narcissist. If they have to excommunicate themselves from you in any kind of fucking way, narcissist. There's some people who are toxic empaths. There are some people who are sociopaths. There are some people who are actual psychopaths. I think that they all have different, I guess, signs and definitions. But narcissism, there's a fine line between narcissism, sociopath, psychopath, and all the other titles that people like to label each other, even though in general I feel like people are just not great communicators, and people are manipulative
and raised poorly.
Yes. And then people are also raised in a survivalist mindset, and people don't have emotional intelligence. Some people were born in really, really toxic situations or have experienced abuse, sexual assault, and those things also change people at a biochemical level to a point where they can't pinpoint or even acknowledge certain emotions in other people. Tough to say in themselves. Hence the reason why stuff like sociopathy and all the other fucking titles come into play. But there's motherfuckers who are on Instagram and Twitter and all these other social media platforms all day, every day, diagnosing themselves, and they are not they're not psychological or psychiatric professionals. So they all need to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like,
what was it? What was the name of the book you said?
Becoming a Narcissist Nightmare.
Okay. And what would you said you want to start back reading or start reading more? What would your next book be like? What?
Most of my books right now are on just like songwriting, and songwriting. I want to become a better songwriter. I want to be able to not only write more songs for myself, and I do write all my songs. Okay, but I want to be able to write for other people as well.
Would you ever do like a R&B song or a song like a singing song?
Yeah, shit.
Okay.
Say no more. Like I'm telling y'all, like this album coming out, y'all gonna be like, what the finnuck? Like
say no
for
more.
real.
Say no more. Speaking of, so with all of this and your busy schedule, how long would you say? How many hours do you think you spent in the studio like in one day?
Okay, so I'm used to having my own setup.
Okay.
It's just now gotten to a point where I actually have to go to another space to record. When I'm in there, it could be from a few hours to maybe 5, 6, 7. It really just depends on what the vibe is like. If I'm vibing, then more time, obviously. If not, then I'll dedicate a little bit of time. I feel like I have to do something. If I'm coming out of my own space to go to the studio, I have to commit at least 2 hours. Right. But usually when I'm recording a song, I usually come prepared. I'll probably be writing throughout the whole day or writing throughout the whole week. And then I'll come and I'm just
laying it out.
Yeah.
Got it. So, I asked my last guest this. What is the most you think you spend on a studio session?
Like,
Money.
dollar bills?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe $50 an hour?
$50?
Maybe.
Okay. Because I don't know nothing about the studio. So, like, and I've been hearing, like,
It ranges from, like, depending on who you fucking with.
Yeah.
20 to, like, maybe 100 if you... $20 to $100 an hour if you are committing to like if they have like specials, sometimes they lower the price or whatever. But I'm so used to having my own setup. The idea of paying for studio time is quite ridiculous.
I feel that, but whole different subject.
But also, there's nothing like being able to record in a professional studio. Where soundproofing is on point, the audio engineer is there ready to fix whatever, add whatever effects, and transform your song into something that you didn't think it was going to be. And
so that's the magic of working in the studio versus at home.
Working in a top-notch studio? Hell yeah.
So that makes a lot.
I have to create that vibe at home.
Got it.
Meaning I would have to know how to mix, master, or mix, and then send it to him. What I normally do is I do a little light mix or whatever, and then probably just send the raw vocals to an audio engineer to mix and master, and then adjust as I, I listen and get feedback on what should be fixed, and then that's it. I really don't spend time, money in studio time. Okay, not like that.
Okay, so let's say you have a featured artist on a song, and you in the studio will be not you in the studio, sorry, you and the producer will be in the studio with that person, versus y'all sending over back and forth. Like, do you think that makes a difference in how the song comes out?
Yeah. Now, if you're in the studio with everybody, the vibe has to be right.
Yes, that's what
fucked. So, me personally, when I've done features, people just send me the shit, and I get in my own vibe. I create my own ambiance and send it right back to them. I feel like that's convenient, but there are some artists that have to have you come in, and then everybody got to unwind, and then you got to make sure everybody ain't got no attitude, and then you got to break the ice, and then you get into the recording mode, and then you're like, insecure, and don't nobody want to deal with that shit. You know what's
crazy? I never thought about it from the opposite end. I always think about it from the positive end. Like, when I've been hearing celebrities tell like the story about when they got in the studio with so-and-so, and it was like the vibe, it was there. We just smoked or we drank, and we was in the studio for hours laughing, and the song was beautiful. It was made. I never thought about it from that end. Like,
at least from my experiences, like I've been invited into like I guess like a studio collaborative camp or whatever. And for me, it was very stressful. And I ain't gonna lie, it's because I was insecure. Not knowing or not feeling like I belonged in the room, but I did. And I brought whatever I brought, but like seeing all the other artists, they were just spewing out music like this. I was just like, gosh, these motherfuckers is talented. And I'm like, oh, it's my time to get in the booth. And I did my thing, and they're impressed too. But like, it was just a lot of having to get past my insecurities and do my thing and show what I have, to bring to the table. And I didn't like it at first, but I know that next time I'm invited to something like that, I'll not only be prepared mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, but I'll be prepared songwriting wise, because I'll probably already have like a list of ideas, and if the beat if whatever beats are presented, I'll be able to write them off and execute and go on about my business.
Got it. Okay. So, I think that is the end of our interview.
Hey.
Yes, we did it. And I would like to say thank you for coming on here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And I will see y'all next time. Bye. Bye.